Seriously, I know I focus on Liverpool, they're my team, but honestly, if any Chelsea fan wants to slag Pochettino for that loss yesterday to Man City 1-0 in the FA Cup semi-final, a Man City that played 120 minutes no longer than 3 days before that against Real Madrid in a grueling encounter, which we'll get to that in a second because Pep had a lot to say about that fixture, but they played 120 minutes, and you're telling me with like 5 days rest or whatever you had, they couldn't overcome and score at least one goal out of all the chances that this man on screen had, Nicholas Jackson. Oh my days. I have no idea what Chelsea fans see in this dude. And Chelsea fans want to banter Liverpool about Darwin Nunez. Oh my days. I don't even know where to begin. But Nicholas Jackson, bro, I have no idea. 3 clear chances. And look, straight into it. Look at this. Look at this. How? How does man miss that? Look, it's wide open. Can I open image in a new tab? Let's zoom it in here. More. Oh my days. How do you not get that shot on target at least? Wow. That is just wow. That's what it was. Nicholas Jackson arguably cost Chelsea definitely a lead in this game. There's no guarantee they would have won the match, but mate, you've got to put one of those chances away. I mean, this one here, where was it here? So we'll just pause. Like this opportunity, like you're onside, you don't even have a shot. You're trying to go around the goalkeeper, and then there's still defenders on the line. What are you thinking, my dude? Like the perfect opportunity would have been here. Bang is onside. There was no review for offside. Bang, hit the shot. Just past the goalkeeper. And this guy's still trying to round him. Oh my days. I don't know what he was doing in this game. Absolutely all over the shop. I have no idea. I mean, 3 clear chances. Oh my days. Even Astrid is being clowned on. I mean, fairly so. Not really a fan of Astrid, so couldn't give 2 shits. But in any case, Nicholas Jackson. Chelsea fans can thank him. And again, if any Chelsea fan wants to say that he was the reason why your team... if he wasn't the reason, but Pochettino was the reason why your team lost, I think you're smoking some good stuff, because this was not Pochettino today. They want to complain Gallagher was on the left all day and this and that, and all the substitutions that they brought in cost us the game. It's like, no. You had all these opportunities way before that. There was no problem with Gallagher playing in that first half on that wing because he was actually doing something right, because opportunities were coming. There was no, oh my God, Gallagher, what are you doing? Oh my God, what are you doing? Enzo this. Oh my God, Caicedo that. Oh my God. It was fine. You got to look at Nicholas Jackson for this one here. So you need to sort out your striking situation, because that is pretty poor. But again, this was a Chelsea that played 5 days ago, smacked up, was it Everton 6-0? Then they come into this game, and because they've drawn with them, in the last 2 times that they've played, they've got City's number. Well, unfortunately, they didn't have their number. Bernardo Silva got your number late in the game. Again, these players played 120 minutes just 3 days ago against Real Madrid in the Champions League quarterfinal. That is actual madness. So now we move over to what Fabrizio Romano reported about Pep Guardiola, I should say, about the 120 plus minute game the other day and having to play 90 minutes in this game here. He said it was about the fixtures, the time scheduling, all that sort of stuff, right? It says it's unacceptable to play today. It's unacceptable. It's not normal for the health of the players. After 120 minutes, it's unacceptable. I don't understand how we survived today. Now, I can also understand why he may be saying this, because if City are now pushing forward to win their next 2 games in hand, because Arsenal will play their next game, Liverpool will play 2 games before they play their Premier League matches, so we could be, again, ahead by them by some points, but then they win their 2 games, then they're ahead again. So I can understand why he may be worried here, because he wants his best players. He wants all these players fit, yeah? He doesn't want to have his players saying, I'm tired, I want to come off and all this nonsense. He doesn't want to have his players having little niggles here and there. He's going for a 4-peat, so he needs to have his fit players. And even as a rival, being objective and unbiased, I understand that. I mean, I can laugh as a Liverpool fan and say, oh, well, sucked in, it is what it is. You get injuries, you get injuries. We had to deal with it for the season as well when we copped ours. Nobody gave us sympathy. No one gave a shit about us. It is what it is. But from an objective standpoint, playing 120 minutes and then 3 days later playing 90 minutes again, I can understand why he'd be upset. I get it. Again, I've spoken about this previously. I've done a video about this months ago. I think I posted a couple of weeks ago as well. talking about Klopp saying it's just too much. And speaking of, let's just cross over to this here, because this article from Sky was it November 20? There you go, November 2019. Yeah, 2019. Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola say there's too much football for English clubs. Now, this was about the matches themselves, having too many of them, right? And people are saying, well, just have bigger squads, just have your big clubs. You can afford to have these players, but it doesn't really work like that. Doesn't work like that. He says something here. He says, you cannot make 40-player squads and 20 of them you send on holiday until January and you pay for all of them. It's not possible. It's not how it works, because you have to pay your wages, and then they need to train, and then where are they going to play to get their match fitness and all that sort of crap. So it's not as simple as just having 40 players and then just rotating them here and there. It says at the moment there is an imbalance between the number of players you have in a squad, competitions you have to play, and the big gap between the breaks and the boys usually would need and what they get. And of course we have internationals, and then you've got qualifications, and then you've got cup games, and then replays in the FA Cup and all that sort of stuff, which I think they're scrapping now. And just to scroll down here, there was Pep Guardiola. He says there should be less fixtures, less competitions, and more recovery. Well, unfortunately, if you want to be the best, you have to compete in all these competitions, which, again, you want to have the massive trophy haul that you do. You want to have the trophies that you have. You have to be competing in these competitions. Now, the internationals, I'll probably say, yeah, there probably are a bit too many internationals. Like, what's the point of having them? But when you're in the prime European competitions, you're in the club competitions for the cups, you have to really play for them, unfortunately. So, yeah, he says, I completely agree with Jurgen on these statements about too much. And by the by, Klopp said this years ago, and look, Evans pointed out here, Klopp's been saying this for years, and everyone called him a crybaby. And people may still yet say Pep's a crybaby. Why, you're Man City, you get paid well, you have the best players, you should be able to deal with this. But if they played 90 minutes, they had a bit of a break, and then they played, you probably say, all right, it was a shit go, not the best. But 120 minutes... And again, these things would have been predetermined beforehand. So they would have predetermined who plays where and when. And it might not have been as simple as just changing the date, saying, well, okay, instead of Chelsea and City on Saturday and Coventry United on Sunday, we'll swap them around. We'll go Coventry United and then we'll play, City, Chelsea, give them an extra day. That could have been the case. Ultimately, didn't happen for whatever reason. He was upset. He wasn't happy at all. It says Pep frustration is understandable. Midweek, they could have scheduled their match on Sunday, allowing United and Coventry to play first on Saturday. Given the additional rest, let's consider the physical toll on players, which I understand. Of course, that was that handball. That was complete bullshit. I can't believe they let that go through. Bloody hell. That was insane. Insane. You can change a squad around and play different players. You can, but you still have so many players, only so many players you can use. We just say here, Pep wasn't happy about City's quick turnaround after Wednesday, so Alan Shearer asked him why he didn't use more of his squad. What does he say here?
Why you play today and not tomorrow, one day off, when Coventry, United, Chelsea don't play in the midweek? So why? Why don't have one more day for the health for the players? As a manager, yeah. So tell me how you prepare this final against Chelsea in the best moment of the season and semi-final for get prestigious this cup. How? It's impossible. There's no chance. It's guys.
Pep, it might be our fault. It might be our fault, television.
you can change your squad around and play different players, though. You don't have to play so many players in the game on Wednesday. I know you made, 4 changes today?
No, I had. So I know I thought a lot, but I remember 2 or 3 years ago happened same. We play in Dortmund on Wednesday. We travel Saturday.
Yeah, it is. Look, I mean... could be something to it. I mean, Lineker may actually have a point where he says, it could be us, TV. Everyone says the TV scheduling is a bit of a problem. There's too many games and they're scheduled at certain moments for revenue and all that sort of stuff. So ultimately it comes down to the money coming through and not really looking out for the players. So it could be elements of that as well. But ultimately, it is what it is. City won 1-0 and they go through. Now we see what happens with Coventry and United in a few hours' time. And, is it going to be a City United final once again, or are Coventry going to cause an upset against Man United? Look, as bad as United are, Coventry should be, no match for this United team. But weirder things have happened, magic of the cup and all that sort of stuff. So there you have it. Chelsea, falter again. You can't blame Pochettino for this one. And when it comes to your strikers, I think you really need to look at Nicholas Jackson for that abomination right there. So it is what it is. Nicholas Jackson, all my days.